And I forgot to do that.
Oh, and that helps too. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Smuggler's Blues. This is episode number 11, and we're going to kick it off tonight. I am playing the character of Tazi, as usual, our smuggler and pilot. Kaylee, we'll kick it over to you.
And yeah, I mean, as anybody who is watching that knows, it's not an episode of Smuggler's Blues without some weird-ass technical difficulties at the beginning. But now everybody's got video and everybody's got audio, so we're here. I will be playing the Jedi on the run, Karel, currently holed up in our ship on a guard mission. Chris, what do you do?
Hey, I'm Chris. I'm going to be the GM for tonight. I also get to play R3A1 and 11D4. And A1 is going to be sitting on the ship with Karel, potentially holding the ship down again. And D4 is going to be heading off with Tazi. Before we do that, though, we should probably roll the Destiny pool.
Agreed.
Probably not a bad idea. I got 2 light side. That's weird for this entire season.
I'll counter that with 2 dark sides.
There we go.
I got 1 dark side. So when we last left off, Tazi and the assassin Frith were heading back towards the bar. Can't remember what we called the bar.
The Rusty...
Something.
Was it Rusty?
Oh, Drunken Gundark. No.
Drunken Gundark.
Sure.
Yeah, that is the bar. Drunken Gundark. That's the bar.
Works for me.
We had some interesting names for things. So
Hey, we have excellent helpers giving us names, so.
yes.
We do. We really do.
And if I remember correctly, there was a conversation about having a drink afterwards. Tazi and Frith were talking about it.
If Frith survives, if we both survive this encounter, that's a possibility.
So you guys head back to the bar. It is... Well, do you guys head straight back? Do you guys going to kill some time? What are you going to do? Because if I'm right, it was still day.
I trying to remember what time we were supposed to bring him back, but I don't think we were given a time.
No.
We were just asked that we take care of the problem.
Correct.
And I believe we were also asked to not bring him back, but I think we're bringing him back anyway. So I say we just head back.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think we're talking. We're going in for kind of a direct confrontation, I think.
Yes.
We're not trying to. Tazi is not trying to be surreptitious about this. He's not trying to be overly stealthy. We found the guy. We're bringing him back, and Tazi is going to do what he can to keep Frith alive.
All right. And your microphone's doing that up and down thing again. So, you guys head back towards the bar. He's got his blaster on one hip, and you notice he pulls out from a little side pocket you really didn't notice before. He puts together a little vibro sword.
He builds it while we're
Click-
walking.
Yeah, the handle and the blade kind of click together. It looks like he had it pretty well hidden. You also didn't really search him too well either.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
What do you got there, Frith?
It's in case we need him. It's the tools I was trained with back on Rhodia. I was once a security officer with the Republic. And then I moved into the military for a while, and, well, I had one specialty.
Which was?
Well, I used it mostly against droids, but hunting them down and, well, using these on them. And he holds up the blaster and the vibro sword.
Oh, so your specialty was droid dispatching.
I was good at it. As a lot of Rhodians are. We did a lot of hunting back on Rhodia. And it, got me to where I am now.
Very good, very good. Well, where you are now, well, hopefully you'll still be here at the end of this whole thing. Hopefully we'll both still be here at the end of this whole thing.
I hope so.
I mean, I honestly don't know what to expect. We're gonna go in kind of blind here, but we do have our droid backup. D4 will try to remain unseen.
Should we send him in first?
It's best if we cause the distraction for D4.
True, but if he goes in, he could be in position before we get there. Of course, he is a medical droid.
Yeah, where is he?
Sneaking around is probably not his specialty.
D4 has many talents. Remaining unseen is one of them.
He looks over at D4. I guess there's surprises.
Never judge a droid by its outer covering.
I agree.
I mean, I would think of anybody, you would know that.
That's fair. What should be our plan in case things go south?
I would say if things go south, target the highest ranking Black Sun you can find and get cover.
Very well. I guess we should go in.
You ready?
Don't have much other choice now, do we?
No, not really. Let's go inside.
He slides the vibro sword into a sheath on his back and puts the blaster away. Goes, there's a small chance that we might be able to talk our way out of it. Maybe not start hostile.
Oh no, of course not. I'm planning to try to charm our way out of this, but just in case. And Tazi pats the Dragon Eye blaster on his hip.
Did you bring both of them or just the one?
Oh no, both of them.
Okay.
He pats the Dragon Eye blasters,
Gotcha.
plural, on his hips.
All right.
I'm glad you pluralized hips also. The room, no doubt. It removed all doubt from the scene. So
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that everyone understands that Tazi has,
hips.
More than one.
They don't
hip.
lie either.
No, they're very truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We got a lot of new people in chat tonight.
Yeah, welcome everybody.
Welcome. Some names I don't recognize, so.
There's a couple of people I know I recognize. Abby and Nikki and Zach's are friends of mine from a Friday night D&D game that we play. Thank you for showing up, everybody. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
They like to make fun of me because I'm old, so now they get to do it live in a feed.
That's because you are old. So
yeah, no, I am old. I mean,
not me.
I mean, you had Jesus's pager number, right?
Not me. All right, you guys head in. It's midday, if I remember correctly. Bar is fairly quiet. You look over and see your favorite bartender, who goes from kind of wiping the bar top down and stops and looks at you, a little confused. Well, not exactly how I expected this to go, but Please come in.
Well, I'm never really known for being predictable.
Hmm. I guess not. So, shall we? And she gestures towards a back part of the bar. You walk over there.
Does it look like there are a number of people there? Is it kind of private, out of the way? Does it look like maybe there are a number of heavies nearby? What's the situation look like?
It looks like it's just a back little
Is
alcove.
it the same area that she took Tazi to before to speak about?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not really hidden. Like it's still connected with a main room. It's just a
Mhm.
small little alcove back there. There's currently, what you notice, 6 other people in the bar.
Can I make a check to try and determine if any of them are heavies or if they may be just
Okay.
patrons of the bar?
Sure. Roll a hard perception check.
All right.
While you're doing that, I need to roll D4's stealth check. And I have a lot of dice in my hand.
Oh, that'll be 3 green.
That's a humble brag right there. Either that or those aren't dice. So
Well, that's looks good. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, and it looks like 1 advantage.
Okay. It looks like the 6 there are eyeing you. They all have weapons that you can see very clearly. A couple of them have some bigger guns on their back. Some have guns on their hips. They're watching exactly what you guys are doing. And what do you want to do with the advantage? Anything specific?
Let's see. Just a peek. Let's see. 1 advantage. I'm going to add that to the next active allied characters check.
Okay. Perfect. Well, D4
Actually, you know what, Chris? I'm
Mhm.
going to change that. I'd like to use that point. Is there anything specific in the room that may be useful to us if a combat breaks out? Like something that maybe Tazi could aim at or shoot to cause a distraction, or to maybe cause some issues for these 6 folks.
I would actually suggest I'd posit that by spending a light side point, they make their own alcohol, and there is a pressurized still in the corner that could take a stray round or two.
I only ask because, like, with 1 advantage, you can notice a single important point in the ongoing conflict, right? Like,
Ooh.
so,
Mhm.
like a blast door panel that could be used, or a weak point on a speeder, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, using that, I'd like to see if there's something in the room that Tazi can pick out to be like,
Okay.
okay, well, if things go down, I'm targeting that first.
Okay. There is the what do you call it? The circuit panel for the power in the room.
All right.
Plus, there's all the tables and stuff you can jump behind because it's movie physics, and a table will stop any bullet.
Wonderful. Or a blaster fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll use. That's what I will use the advantage for.
Okay.
And yeah, Tazi will lead the way moving forward.
Okay. She leads you to an area that's got a couple little couches and a small table, real short to the ground. She sits down and puts her feet up. So, tell me what the play is here.
Well, I brought Firth in because we want to settle this peacefully if we can.
I'm listening.
I think Frith would like to walk out of here alive and without a target on his back. And what's it going to take for that to happen?
How much do you have?
Frith?
He looks a little stunned. Nothing really. A couple thousand credits?
Do you have a ship?
He points at the bartender. She has a ship that I came in here on.
Do you have any property? Maybe something a relative left you? Anything that we can use here for bargaining, Frith? Maybe your services?
He looks down at the ground and shakes his head. I lost all of that to them. That's what got me here. And
Okay, I understand. Frith, I get it. All right.
she smiles up at you, the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has a touch of a gambling problem.
How many credits does he own?
Well, enough to buy 3 of your ships.
Criff. And,
In good condition.
Well put.
Tazi puts his head down and puts his face in his hands. All right. Frith didn't happen to mention any of that to me. And Tazi looks over at Frith.
I'm sorry, it didn't seem, I don't know, relative?
Your debt to the Black Sun didn't seem relevant to you?
Well, they were... Yeah, you're right. I was thinking of my daughter and not everything else. I'm sorry.
All right. Frith is very good at hunting droids.
She smiles. Yes. That's a nice way of putting it.
How long would Frith have to work to pay off his debt?
You see her kind of doing some calculations in her head. How long is the average lifespan of a Rhodian?
Ouch.
Quite a while. Unless somehow he were to make some major contracts, but I'm not sure how he could do that.
You're not sure how he could make some major contracts?
He'd have to work his way up. And there would have to be some guarantees that the work he's done here is never talked about or figured out.
All right, look, I don't think the guarantees would be an issue. And let's take this down to some brass tacks here. When it comes down to it, if you kill Frith, you get nothing.
From your point of view.
Well, from your point of view also. It may be, you may see taking his life as some kind of payment or sends some kind of message, but the only way that sends a message is if people know what he did to cause you to take his life, and you don't want people to know what he did.
Correct.
So, let Frith work off the debt. Give Frith an upper leg in some of the contract negotiations so he can make you some better credits. Provide Frith with basic living. I'm sure you've got properties. I'm sure you've got some places that he and his daughter can stay. And I'm sure that Frith will work for you until his days are done. Frith, is that worth your life and the life of your daughter?
He nods his head slowly.
Oh, well, one more thing. The daughter
Yeah.
does not carry Frith's debt. This debt stops with him.
Interesting.
Can I make a negotiation check?
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah, not too bad at that.
1 second. God, we haven't done one of these in a while.
And I'm going to
You mean
spend
roll
the light
dice?
side. I'm going to spend one of our light side points to upgrade one of my greens to a yellow.
Okay.
And what's my difficulty check, Chris?
2 reds and 2 purple.
Oh, shoot. I believe I would also utter a criff. Criff. I'll take that triumph.
Okay.
That is a triumph. That's great. That is a triumph and 1 threat.
Okay.
So I have 1 success and 1 threat.
Okay. She slowly takes her feet off the metal table, sets her drink down, walks over to you, Tazi, walks around you slowly. As she does, she puts her hand on your right shoulder. As she walks around, you feel her hand go across your back, around your other shoulder, and she stops. Puts her hand right in the middle of your chest and looks you in the eyes. I like your confidence. Tell you what, I will agree to your terms as long as you agree to help me. I need to get rid of some of the weakness in my organization. You help me, I will help you and your friend.
Define rid.
Well, she smiles. I wasn't being coy. Get rid, eliminate,
Well,
end their existence.
you asked me to get rid of this particular problem, and you can see the solution I came up with. So clearly I would rather find another way to solve a problem than to end it at the end of a blaster.
And she takes a step to your side. What if I promised you would only be getting rid of the truly evil ones? You know, the ones that deal in the nastiest product. And even deal in death.
Do you maybe have any cargo I can take somewhere for you? Do you have I'm very good at flying. Very good at delivering things from point A to point B, as long as it's not slaves. We don't do slaves. We don't deal in slaves. We won't traffic in slaves.
She leans in towards you. I would never deal in that cargo. I'm sure we can arrange some cargo runs. Perhaps you could even put some cargo in places that the Empire could find.
Hmm.
That is, if you and your crew are up to the task.
I think we're up to the task, but let me confer with my crew before I agree to that. I may be the captain, but we are all equal as far as the workload and what is done. And I don't want to agree to something that they might not agree to themselves. I don't want to put them into a commitment that they are not ready to accept.
Very well. Let me know what your decision is. Then she slowly walks back to the couch and sits down and puts her feet back up on the table and picks her drink up. Is there anything else?
Tazi looks over to Frith. Frith, sit here, be quiet, and be patient. I'll be right back.
He looks a little confused and a little worried.
Don't worry, I just need to make a call, and I need a little privacy.
Okay.
You are in, and Tazi looks over back to the bartender, whose name is...
I don't think we've ever given her a name, and I don't think you've ever asked.
Tazi never asked, did he? No?
Nope.
He was trying to play it cool and didn't even bother to ask a name. All right. Tazi looks back over to the bartender. I'm sure Frith will be perfectly safe here while I make my call, correct?
He smiles. Tips her drink at you. He can have a drink on the house.
Tazi nods and looks back at Frith. Don't get fancy. I'm not going to be long.
Okay.
Tazi steps back into the main room of the bar, so out of the alcove, but not out of the building.
Okay.
And comms over to Corell.
Hey, Tazi.
Corell, well, we're both still alive.
That's good. How's Frith?
Frith is scared out of his jumpsuit, but he is also still alive.
You know, for somebody that had no problem coming up and, how shall I put this? Breaking some cookies right in front of people in cold milk, shall we say? He seems very... are you sure you're not being played by this?
So I appear to have worked out a solution that is amenable to everybody.
Okay, what does he have to do? Like sell his ship or something?
No, he doesn't have a ship.
Oh, okay. Well, like, give up all his cash.
No. He's going to ply his trade for the Black Sun in exchange for his life.
Okay,
and working off his debt.
Okay,
because apparently, unbeknownst to us, Frith also racked up a sizable gambling debt, which is why he thought breaking the cookies would free him from that debt.
See, A1, that's what happens when you're not a good gambler.
Yeah. I know. That's why I don't get caught or...
I mean, that's helpful for us. Because the last thing we want to do is be indebted to the Black Sun. They already hate us enough.
No, that's true.
On that point,
thing at the farm, and
Oh yeah, if they ever found out
incidentally-
about the thing on the farm,
Yeah.
jeez.
yeah,
I mean,
and then the
So-
thing before that.
Hey,
I
you
mean-
two.
Yeah.
If I could step in here for a second.
right. Go ahead.
on
I'm sorry. You were
that
telling.
point-
So are you
I mean,
on the
the-
way back now that Frith is kind of working for them?
The door's
No,
open.
because
you can step
to
in.
close. Okay, to close. Can I finish?
Sure. Go ahead. Stop interrupting him, Crow.
What? I'm not interrupting him. You were the one who was constantly interrupting him.
Quiet. We're listening.
All right.
Go ahead.
Silly droid.
So, on that point, contingent to this going through, the representative here would like us to also perform some work for them.
So you're saying you would like us to, as part of reparations for the person you're helping, we have to like bake cookies as well?
So, we might be delivering cookies, not breaking them. There may be a particular batch that needs to be disposed of, but it's a really bad batch. That being said, I have not yet agreed to everything or anything, but I wanted to bring that to your attention first, as my fear is that if I do not agree to this, then the charge that you are holding at the moment will be short one parent. And you may end up short one captain.
Well, that is not going to happen.
I'm just saying. I think this is the best way to get out of this with the least amount of violence.
Oh no, I'm on board for violence at this point. Because you can't make cookies without breaking a few eggs. Even if they're powdered. What was that, A1? I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing. Good to continue.
Look, I understand the trepidation. I'm not thrilled about it either. But I would rather see the terms of the deal that I have worked out means that this debt will not pass to Frith's daughter. It will end with Frith,
How did we end up in the
Which is
middle
not-
of this?
which is not something the Black Sun normally does.
Well, and there's no guarantee that they're going to keep their word. Why don't we can we just agree to this and then not do it? I mean, they already hate us, and, what are they going to do? Hate us more?
That only works if we take Frith and his daughter with us.
Well, that was the
Then
idea.
I mean, where are we going to put them?
Well, we drop them off on some other planet where the Black Sun doesn't really have,
We drop them off somewhere else and leave them to be hunted down by the Black Sun when we can't protect them.
Why is it our job to protect them?
It's not our job to protect them, but it's the right thing to do, Corell.
I think the right thing to
this-
do maybe at this point is to just get these people off their backs permanently. Get them off our backs permanently.
No, Corell, you know as well as I do. If by some mystical workings of the Force, we manage to take out the 6 people in this room and the Black Sun representative, that's not going to clear this person's debt with the Black Sun.
Yes, but
All
he's
we're
been
going to
hiding
do-
all
all
this
we're-
time pretty well. I mean, he can go back to
All
hiding.
we are going to do is draw their ire on us even more and make things worse for Frith and his daughter. at least in this case, Frith will work doing the thing that Frith knows how to do very well, which is hunt droids. Sorry, A1.
Do you think he meant
Wait.
droids or just hunt things in general?
No. Frith specializes in droids.
Why is Frith going to hunt A1 though?
Frith is not going to hunt A1.
Oh,
He's using
well, you were
A1 as an example
apologizing to
of a
A1.
droid.
Okay. Oh,
Because-
I got you now.
Because
Okay.
Frith is a droid hunter and A1 is a droid.
Thank you for Tazi explaining that. I got that like 10 seconds ago. We're good.
Well, you put me in a position where I thought I had to explain it. Sorry.
Well, you've kind of put us in a position that we're about to get screwed by the Black Sun, or we do horrible things to a baker and his apprentice.
The situation is not ideal. Clearly. But I believe this is the only way that we can resolve this situation without making it worse for everybody. Frith also gets to continue to work off his debt. And when Frith passes away, the negotiation I have is that his daughter is free and clear.
Wait. How long is he working off his debt for?
The debt that he owes could buy 3 of our ships brand new. Fully loaded.
So, when do we start?
I haven't agreed yet. I wanted to talk to the group of you first.
Oh,
A1,
yeah.
what's the going bounty on Jedi?
Don't even think about it.
A lot.
A1, don't answer that question.
Then, well, we have something that the Black Sun could easily market in exchange for Frith and his daughter's freedom.
What are you saying, Corell? Spell it out.
Well, if you offer them something that is worth as much as Frith's debt to clear his debt and wipe his debt free and set him, his daughter, and the ship and you all free, I can turn myself into them, and then they will try and sell me to the Empire.
No.
Wait, do you think the Black Sun are going to try and sell a Jedi to the Empire? No, the Black Sun are going to use you and your abilities.
They can
for their
try.
ends. No, this is a non-starter.
No, I think this is probably much better than Frith and you all being slaves to the Black Sun for the rest of your lives. It's either one of us or all of us. A1, can
right.
you take care of the kid for a little bit?
I mean, I can.
Please do. Tazi, I'm on my way.
Sitting there.
And Curl drops out of the call.
Well, I feel like that didn't go the way we expected it to.
It never does. I don't even know why I try anymore. A1, watch the kid. And
All right.
Tazi disconnects the comm.
The camera stays with Tazi.
Tazi starts walking back toward the alcove.
Okay.
And Chris, I'll let you quick draw and shoot the power panel.
Okay. I mean, it's just an average shot. Well, this went one way, then the other, then now another.
Yep.
Maybe we should have like pre-game meetings where we talk about.
Don't think it would have helped.
I don't think it would have helped either. So,
All right,
yes,
that's-
none of
what's
this was
what's my
planned,
difficulty,
folks. Just so
Chris?
you know. Chris, what was his difficulty? I talked over him.
2.
No, paper. Shush.
That's 5 successes and 1 threat.
Perfect. Sparks fly, the power goes off, and now that blaster fire has happened, we can drop into initiative because we're going to hear all sorts of weapons being drawn.
I'd like to take just a quick action
Mhm.
to pop on comms directly to D4.
Okay.
Your turn, buddy.
You just hear movement from your side.
Mhm.
All right. What'd you get for initiative?
I'm gonna roll it right now. In this case, I'm rolling cool, correct?
Yeah.
'Cause since I
Excuse
started
me.
the fight.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I think that makes better sense.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes, 4 advantages.
Wow. All right. So we have PC1. Who would like to go? Well, you just shot, so
I
you guys
think
kind of have the
I would
advantage.
I would like to give D4 the first action, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
Or I would say D4 or Frith.
Okay.
Who will Frith take sides with?
All right. I think it makes sense since you told D4 to go. He's going to go. And he is moving very quickly and very quietly towards one of the group of 3. Find his stuff. So he hits with the vibro sword. I have enough advantages to kick in the blaster pistol too.
And just for the audience, the people who are not familiar, D4 is a medical droid, yeah?
He is,
And
but
D4
with-
has 4 arms.
Yep, 4 arms, and I kind of like that. As power has gone out, so it's dark, and every so often you see light blaster fire coming from behind these 3 thugs, and you see the flash of a medical droid and a vibro sword going at the same time. And one of the minions drops. One of their turn. So we have the bartender pops up. She pulls out a blaster from her side. The only thing she can shoot at is D4 because he's the one making all the light and stuff right now. What is his? Nothing. Good, he's got nothing for defense for ranged.
You have an odd way of saying good about things.
Well, only 1 success. He's going to take damage. minus his soak. All right, next PC. And I'm including Frith in the PCs, so. You want Frith to go or you want Tazi to go?
I think
See.
and
Blast
the
of fire.
bartender just took a shot at D4, correct?
Yep.
All right. Then Tazi will turn and fire on the bartender.
Okay. You're going to be at medium range, so 2 purple and 2 black dice for her defense. And I think because it's dark, add in another black die. That's what I did for them, so I think it's only fair you get it too.
I think that's fine. I accept your terms. I like it when the black die roll blank. I'm a big fan of that. 1, 2, holy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 successes, 3 advantages. It's enough to trigger the crit.
Okay.
So let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be 20 damage from the Dragon Eye
Okay.
as Tazi opens fire on the bartender. A massive blast rings out through the darkness, lights up the room briefly.
Nice.
As the bolt strikes her.
All right. Do you want to use a couple advantages to kick in the second one, or are you going to kick in the crit?
I think we'll trigger the second attack.
Okay. So you should have the same dice pool, just whatever the base damage is on that one in your successes.
2, 3, 4. Jeez. 5 successes, 3 advantages.
It's the same dice pool from the first roll. You just use your damage.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so it's going to be 13, 19.
All right, both shots hit her cleanly. And since it's dark, we're not sure exactly what happens. So the next minion group, they're going to fire at you, Tazi. What's your range defense?
Not great. It's 1.
Perfect. Dark, they get that.
I would like to use the dodge.
Okay. Great. Perfect.
So I only have 1 rank in dodge, so I will use upgrade the difficulty.
Yep, I got it. They still had 3 successes and 2 threats. Oops. Hold on. Sorry, my page turned on me. So 11 damage minus your soak. And what would you like to do with the 2 threats?
Let's see. We'll do 2 threats, huh? Let's give them a black die in their next action.
Okay. Got it. Next up, it's the last PC to act. So, Frith, Tazi, you hear sound of something almost rolling on the ground as it goes past you, and then you see a little blaster fire in front of you and the vibro sword. As all of a sudden, from the almost like the ground, you see Frith jump up in front of you. That's a good roll. So he got 1 triumph and 2 advantages. He uses 2 advantages to kick that in. Perfect. You see him flash in front of you, roughly where you think the bartender was. And then you hear the sound of some thud hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last minion group's going to go. They have 3 possible targets. They're going after you, Tazi, because my D6 said they are.
All right.
Same roll as the last group. Oh. Take that back. They're down a guy. One success, so 9 damage.
Get my soak in for that.
And don't forget to take your soak out.
Yep.
We're back to the top. PC1, who wants to go first?
Tazi's not doing great. I say let's let D4 go again. He's still kind of in the cover of stealth.
Perfect.
I got to figure out how many more hits I can take before I drop.
A lot.
Did you say a lot?
I don't know. I'm just
No.
assuming a lot.
That's not correct. A lot
D4.
is not the number.
D4 is going to stab and shoot at the same minion group he was just in. I got a triumph, so that automatically drops one of the minions. 1 success with 1 advantage, so a blue die will go to the next person. And let's do his math real quick. And that's enough to drop the other one. So in the dark, we see more flashes of his blaster and flashes off of his vibro sword, and you hear a couple of thuds. And we're over to the next PC. It's Tazi or Frith.
I say Frith.
He is going to move over to where the other one is. There's 1 group of 3 left, and in the dark, he moves over there. Blue die for him. Wow. 3 successes, 2 and 5 advantages. He is taking out 2 more of the minions. It's their turn. They're going to turn on him because they have somebody that's right there stabbing at it. Well, there's only 1 left that's stabbing at him. He hit him for 9 damage. Ozzy, you're left to go.
All right.
There's one person you're guessing still up that's shooting based on the fact you only see 1 blaster firing right now.
Tazi's going to do a... This will be fun. I'd like to make a cool check.
Okay.
There's been a lot of blaster fire. Tazi's going to just kind of say to the room, "You're the only one left. I suggest leaving."
You think that's cool, or you think that's more coercion?
I only think it's cool because given the situation,
Mhm.
I think it's less coercion, and I imagine it being like he's trying to say it coolly. He's not trying to force the guy out of the room. He's just basically like, "Look, you're the last guy left."
All right, fair enough. Let's go with 2 purple. throw in a black die because it's still dark. He can't see your facial expressions.
Oh, cool. It is 3 and 1. All right, cool. Here we go. That is cool. That's 1 success and 4 advantages.
Okay. What would you like the advantages to be?
Four advantages. That's quite a few. I'd like let's at that moment, like there's a spark, like there's a from the panel, and the lights kick back on.
Okay.
And this guy can see he is the last person standing.
Perfect. He isn't dumb. Looks around. We'll say he's I'll keep it easy. He's a human.
Mm-hmm.
Stops. Looks around. All right. I can understand.
I have a proposition for you.
I'm listening.
Do you want to take over this operation?
He kind of looks side to side. I mean, can you give it to me?
Let us walk. Tell them whatever story you like. You killed us. You had us dumped in a disposal. You had us shipped off planet. You took revenge for the Black Sun. But you never see us again. We never see the Black Sun again. And my friend and his daughter never hear about the Black Sun either. You get all this. It's all yours.
He looks around, puts his blaster in his holster, looks down at the bartender. Really didn't like her anyways. And then he walks over and just sits down on the couch.
Tazi walks up and offers a hand. Deal?
He looks up at you. You can see there's fear in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He reaches up and his hand's shaking and he shakes your hand. It's very sweaty, kind of clammy feeling.
Tazi leans in as the hand gets shaken. I'm gonna do an underworld knowledge check here. And if I'm trying to use underworld I want Tazi to make some references that this guy will understand. Might think that Tazi is deeper connected than he thinks. Okay.
All right, make a hard check.
My uncle, the Godfather, and I, went fishing the other day.
Ooh, woo. That's a triumph. So it's 3 successes. This is great. So it's 3 successes with a triumph and 4 threats.
Okay. Let's see. With that, and you can feel free to make up a name. You could name drop somebody in the Black Sun, and you could say, you knew what her plan was, the bartender, and you were really here to stop her plans.
It was all a test.
Yeah, something along those lines.
This will be fun.
Oh, Michael.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I think I have this.
Okay.
And Tazi leans in and he's got the guy's hand, leans in and real close. If I hear any more words from myself, I'm gonna redo that because that didn't make any sense. If I hear any word from my crew or from my friends that this has ever come up again, Voss is gonna have a real problem with you. Understand?
He just nods his head up in agreement. Yeah. I understand. I will know my place and make sure that he is told that we're on his side.
Oh. And we're taking her ship. I'm sure the profits from this place will get you a new one.
That's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Help yourself.
Ozzy looks over to Frith. Frith, grab her clearance codes.
He goes over and ransacks the bar and takes that and some credits.
All right. Place is yours. Let's get out of here. And Tazi walks toward the door.
D4 basically meets you at the door. And then a second later, you hear Frith come running up next to you. Thank you. That went smoother than I thought.
Come back to the ship. Get your daughter. Take that bartender's ship. Get as far away as you can.
Will do. Thank you.
Hey, stay away from the tables.
I will. I'm done with that. It's about this time you guys meet up with Corel as she's coming towards. And Corel, make an make it an easy perception check.
That's gonna be an easy perception check.
That means I'm probably not going to pay any attention to it. Let me look. 2, 3. I keep losing where perception is. That's 2 green. Is this having to do with anybody that has a presence in the Force? Or is it a droid that I have to notice?
I was going to have it on D4, so...
Oh, then, yeah, that doesn't count then. I got an advantage.
Okay. You notice D4...
No, I didn't get a success, just an advantage.
Oh. All right, well, you notice Tazi, D4, and Frith walking towards you, and you don't run into him.
You see a cloaked figure walking towards you, and you know it's Corel, but she's like, it's that whole mysterious Jedi thing she's got going on, and like she stops in the middle of the street when she sees you. It's like, what is going on?
Situation has been taken care of. Let's get back to the ship.
So you convinced her to like not like everything's taken care of?
She's no longer the one calling the shots here. I'll explain when we get back to the ship.
Yeah, I think you'd better. Come on. Who knows what A1's taught your daughter by now? We're really sorry.
As you start walking up, D4 looks over at Corel.
May I perhaps borrow A handkerchief? I seem to have some blood on my right sensor.
Corell like stops and like looks up. That's not just blood. Hang on a second. And she like reaches up with the corner of the robe and like wipes it off. Is that better?
Just
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
and then he proceeds to continue to walk next to you. Right, you guys get back to the ship. A1 is found in the back playing some kid's game with some dice and some little figures that they're jumping around and rolling dice and moving figures around a board.
They're playing Jedi Quest.
Yeah, something like that. The little girl sees it. Daddy! And she runs up and gives Frith a hug.
Tazi just comes up the gangplank and heads right to the medical bay. He's clearly, I mean, he's worse. He's worse for wear. Corell doesn't seem to have noticed, but Tazi took quite a
Corell
quite a few
actually
shots.
didn't notice. She's like trying to work out what the hell you did, and she'll follow you. It's like, wait, so you have to explain this, Tazi. You're bleeding all over the table.
Yeah,
D4.
Yeah. Tazi's
D4 is
peeling
supposed to
off. Tazi's peeling off like his outer layer of armor.
All right.
Clearly, a number of those blaster shots got through the armor.
All right. How far down are you?
Tazi was down 10 wounds or 11 wounds.
Out of
21.
Okay. More than half. Okay. D4 starts to go to work.
Just let me refigure. That was 11, 9. Yeah.
Okay.
He took 11 wounds. So he was down to 10.
So you get 5 wounds back and 3 strain if you had any.
Thank you. I did have strain.
And D4 is going to work. While you're doing that, while he's doing that, A1 is cleaning off D4. So,
do we need Frith? So is Frith staying
in the
with
other
us?
No, Frith has his own ship now, and Frith and his daughter are going to be making their way far away from here in the Black Sun. Isn't that right, Frith? Tazi kind of yells out to the open air.
sure. Yes.
Okay, well, I'll escort them over to their ship to make sure nothing happens, and then I'll be back. D4, please get his blood back on the inside, would you?
He's ignoring you and just continues working.
It looks worse than it is. Just make sure they get to that ship safe.
Not a
And
problem.
Tazi lays back on the table and lets D4 go to work.
A1 just looks at Tazi. Hostile negotiations.
You could say that. Why don't you, buddy? Why don't you go with Corell? Just back up.
Okay.
And Frith, they may need some help with that ship. I don't know what kind of shape it's in. They might need some help clearing the old codes off of it, if you know what I mean.
Will do. And A1.
Well, I think the camera follows.
Yeah.
A1 out of the bay.
A1 catches up with Corral and Frith and his daughter, and they walk towards her, or the Frith's new ship. They get there, and it's a light freighter.
Okay.
I don't know any ships right off the top of my head, so
It's a
nice little light freighter.
It's a YT something or other.
Yeah. He's got Frith's got the codes, so he punches them in, opens it up. It's a pretty nice little ship.
Is there anyone,
A1 goes up.
is there anyone
Oh.
on it?
Nope. It is empty currently. A1 is gonna goes up and works on the computers. And after a few minutes, comes back. All the codes are clear. Navigation system's clean. There's really nothing that should trace you back to them or allow you to be traced. And Frith is just walking his daughter to a room and sets her up. Then he comes out and looks at Corral. Thank you for your help.
Well, I apparently was very unnecessary, and I think Tazi took care of everything. I didn't think he would do that, but here we are, so I'm glad everything's going to work out for you and your daughter.
Yeah. I hope. But we have to leave. Your captain said we have to leave.
Well, it's probably a good idea. I mean, they know you here. You should go find somewhere, find a good place, find an agrarian world where the Black Sun don't really go. You don't care that much about farms, well, except for this one planet that we were on. But that was probably just some sort of an aberration or something like that. So, you two stay safe, okay? Watch out for each other. Don't let your dad gamble. He sucks at it.
The other room you hear, okay. And then Frith just holds his hand out. Thank you. We'll leave now.
All right, you're welcome. Then Corell will nod to him and then head back out and grab A1 on the way out.
Yep. A1's rolling next to you. We see that ship powers up pretty quick and heads out.
A1, I get the distinct feeling that Tazi's not going to tell me what he did.
You could just ask D4. He was there.
I mean, yeah, but that feels... I don't know. It feels kind of like I'm going behind Tazi's back just to find out information.
Well, how else do you get information if nobody tells you?
Well,
go find it somewhere.
I would hope that Tazi would talk to me.
Well, my guess is he heard you were going to come here or to that bar, do something he considered dumb. So he did something what you would consider dumber. And instead of you offering yourself, he offered himself. But instead, he killed everybody.
So what you're saying is if I'm going to do something he thinks is dumb, I shouldn't warn him about it because then he's going to try and out-dumb me.
Okay, well, I mean, that's one way of
That sounded a
looking at
little bad even to me. But,
Yeah.
I mean,
So, I say, you don't do something dumb, then he won't try to do something dumber.
Well, yeah, I mean, what I was doing was not dumb. It was simply the mathematics of the situation. I mean, okay, yeah, the Black Sun have me. Ooh, how are they going to hold me? Good luck with that.
They could use binders, they could use a prison cell, a ship.
Can get out of most of those. Plus, I've got you and D4. Last time I was in trouble, you two rode to the rescue.
Yeah, that's true. But I think more the point is Tazi felt he had it under control, and you took that away from him, and that made him angry, so he did something he thought he needed to do so that he could get the control back.
But he was trying to trade our freedom and their freedom for the illusion of freedom. It wasn't even true freedom. It was literally indentured servitude to the Black Sun for the rest of our lives.
Right. I understand that. But I think it was the way you said it, not necessarily what you meant. So remember back on, I think it was Tula when we met that tall master crook. You know how calm he was and everything he said just made sense?
Yeah?
You should learn to be more like him and be calm. You weren't calm when you said to him, I'm going to come do this. You just said, I'm going to do this.
Well, I was calm. It was a rational decision.
But it didn't come off as sounding calm and collected. It sounded like you were making a rash decision and you were going to ignore what he wanted instead of explaining it.
Well, I tried to explain it. You heard me explain it.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, I didn't understand what you were getting at.
Really? I thought I spelled it out pretty good. I didn't want to corral-splain everything.
Well, you just said I'm going to offer myself because your plan is dumb.
I mean, that's like kind of short and sweet, but I mean, that was the point I was making. But
Right.
It's like...
But my point here is Master Crook wouldn't have said your plan is dumb. He would have talked, and then eventually everybody would have said, yeah, your plan is better than mine. Thank you.
He would have said something along the lines of, the stone gives way to the water, but eventually the water makes the stone give way.
Right. So be like the water, not the stone.
So you're saying since Tazi is stubborn and obstinate, taking a tack of just, trying to override him is a bad idea.
Right. So instead of crashing into him, flow around him.
Try manipulating him like you do with us.
I would. Okay, kind of.
Uh-huh.
But
we're having this conversation as we're walking, by the way.
Yeah, but you guys don't really get mad at me anymore and break things off of me or...
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's kind of expected. That's kind of your whole thing.
Right. And a Jedi's thing is to be calm and collected.
But I'm in hiding right now, so if I walk around being all calm and collected, people are going to be looking going, hey, there's one of them.
But you can be calm and collected with us.
Have you been studying my holocrons again?
Well, that and D4 and I have been talking. Since nobody wants to sit and talk with him, he's trying to teach me to talk to you guys.
Well, all he has to do is come talk to us and we'll talk to him.
I'll suggest that to him.
That he should talk to you, yes. That's probably a wonderful idea.
Yeah. Good. Glad we're on the same page.
Yep, he's going to talk to you all the time. Here's the boop, boop. All right, let's go talk to Tazi. Well, I'll go talk to Tazi. You go talk to D4.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. All right. Break.
And A1 rolls up the platform. Is Tazi still... I mean, I'm going to say time's passed. I mean, there's probably an hour or more.
Tazi is still laying in the medical bay.
Okay.
Like he's just laying there quietly. I'm sure
actually,
D4's probably left him alone.
I'm sorry. Can we back it up a little?
You sure can.
There was something I wanted to do and I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, you do your thing.
The ship explodes. Okay, game over.
No. All right. D4 while he's after everybody leaves and it's just D4 and Tazi.
Captain, may I ask a question?
Certainly. Go for it, D4.
Now that we don't have that contact, we still need to get the hyperdrive motivator replaced. Are we going to stay here to do that? Or are we going to go to a nearest planet?
Well, we don't have that contact, but we still have a contact. who now has been put into a position of power and may still be able to get us that part we need. I might have to make a trip back to that bar.
Very well. I would like to also ask or state that it was efficient the way that you shot the light, and I understood your cue. I believe we are learning to work well as a team.
I mean, to be honest, D4, I didn't want it to come to that, but I am glad you were there. Because when push came to shove, we probably wouldn't have made it out without you.
Thank you, Captain. I appreciate going on missions like that. Having a sense of purpose is important to a droid like myself.
Understood. I can admit we probably have not used your skills as efficiently as we could. To be honest, I'm still a little worried that some of your former programming may rise to the surface. I know it's been purged, but sometimes droid programming can be stubborn.
Understandable.
But that being
You
said,
feel that
you've been a part of the crew long enough. You've certainly earned your place, and thank you for backing me up today and patching me up.
anytime, Captain. Although I do prefer aiding you versus patching you up.
Why not both?
Perhaps we will teach you how to dodge better. Maybe you could do that with Corel. She is good at it.
Maybe that's something we could probably certainly work on.
Agreed. You are stable. I have stopped all of your wounds. It will just be time.
Oh, you mind hitting me with a little hypo? I wouldn't mind a little shut eye before Corral gets back. I have a feeling that's going to be I'm going to need a few moments of calm, if you know what I mean.
I understand.
And he hits you with a little something to make you feel good for a few minutes.
And Tazi leans into the relaxation.
Perfect. And then as Tazi's doing that, a short while later, Corral comes back in.
Hey, Curl comes in and sees Tazi laying there and just moves quietly over to sit at his bedside, figuring he's asleep. And so she's trying to be quiet about it and just sits to wait. And she just closes her eyes and waits for Tazi to show signs of being awake.
How did it go?
Okay, that was very quick. They have left planet. The ship was completely empty. A1 wiped the codes and reset everything. They're good to go.
Very good.
How are you doing?
Oh, D4 patched me up pretty much good as new.
Okay.
I mean, I've got a few scars, but I already had some, so that's not a big deal.
Fair.
And you're still on the ship, so that's important too.
Yes. We are all on the ship.
Yeah. Yep.
And the ship
We
is
sure are.
with us.
Mm-hmm.
The ship and we are one.
Krill, I want to ask you something.
Questions are always welcome, Tazi.
Great.
That is how we learn.
Do you want the Empire to know that you still exist?
Not especially, no.
So let's never use your former background as a bargaining chip ever again.
Well, Tazi, you have to understand that you and D4 and A1, and especially you, I would risk all of that for you guys. You are my family, which I'm technically not supposed to have, but never been a very conventional, Jedi anyway. So, why not give that a kick in the pants anyway? But look, you were in danger. The kid was in danger. Frith was in danger, and I thought that was an easy way out that I could get myself out of. If nothing else, I was kind of hoping to be there to back you up when you made your move. And
So
I did not make that clear to you, so for that I do apologize.
no, what you did, what you did, maybe without meaning to, was show me pretty clearly that you didn't trust my judgment.
That is not what I did. At least that is not the meaning of what I did.
Corral, one of the reasons I asked you to watch the child was because I thought if anything was to come at the child, or if the Black Sun were to make any move on the child, you were the best person that we had here to have in our group to keep that child safe.
Yes, and that's why I went and watched her.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to stand by and let you sell yourself into slavery, Tazi.
You assumed it was slavery.
It's the Black Sun.
I had made a deal with her. I was making a deal with the bartender, with the representative, for a job. A job. For one job.
Are you sure it would have been just one job, though? I mean...
Anybody we work for, Corral, there's a danger of that. Whether it's the Black Sun, whether it's the Hutts, whether it's any other underhanded syndicate. Hell, our landlord is holding us to a contract where we're just working for a place to live.
But we have the ability to change that when we want to.
I mean,
our landlord is not going to hunt us down across the galaxy.
You assume they won't?
Well, I'm pretty sure if they tried, we would easily defeat them.
What I was trying to do was make this a situation that everyone walked out of without having to fire a single shot. And what you forced me to do was kill almost everyone in that room. Because that's the only way I could keep you from coming in there and putting yourself in a situation to have to do the same thing.
So what you're saying then is it's my fault that you had to do something you didn't want to do.
What I'm saying, Corral, is that I just needed you to trust me to be making the right decision for everybody, including you. We may have taken that job with the Black Sun. You know what? If they had tried to make us work more, we would have dealt with it then. If they had tried to force us to do something else, we would have dealt with it then. It wasn't something we had to deal with today. Most of our job, most of our lives is dealing with the now, not the future. Especially now. But I need to know that you trust me as your family to be able to make those decisions to keep everyone safe. As safe as I can.
Kazi, I do trust you, but I can't just stand by and let you put yourself in harm's way alone.
I didn't. I wasn't in harm's way. I had that situation under control. Completely. All I had to do was say yes, and I would have walked out of there free and clear. Frith would have walked out of there having to work off the debt that he incurred by gambling, which would have been, honestly, a fair bargain for him. So that's a debt that he incurred. He would have been paying back the debt that he owed. Yes, it was to the Black Sun, but that was a consequence that he knew he had to face. But I also had the agreement from the representative that his daughter would have been left free and clear. And again, yes, it's the Black Sun, but we're still making a deal. We're still having to try and hold people to a standard, right? If we're going to be making deals, or we're shaking hands and saying that we're going to do something, we do that thing.
Okay.
Corell, I don't blame you for what happened in that room. I'm not mad at you. I'm not upset at you. I just need you to know that I did those things. I was making those deals, and I took the actions I took to try to keep everyone safe. And that includes you, because your status, what you are, what you were, no one can know about that. You know that. I don't have to tell you that. If even an inkling of that gets out to anyone, the Black Sun, anyone in that room, a whisper, the Empire is on us. The Empire is on you. And we cannot have that. That cannot happen.
You're right.
I can't let that happen.
Okay.
And Tazi will reach down off the table and kind of like just put his hand on Corell's.
And Carl will like squeeze your hand once and then stand up. I understand. Get some sleep.
Will do.
And I think the camera follows Corell for just a second as she walks out of the med bay down to her room. And she kind of walks through the half open door, turns and looks down the hall towards the med bay, sighs, and then just walks in and the door closes on the camera. I think, unless you have something, Chris, that's probably where we're going to end for the night.
Absolutely.
Actually,
Unless-
I do have. I would
one
like
more
to. I would like to kind of wrap this particular thing up.
Okay.
So maybe even an hour or so later, the gangplank drops Tazi walks off the ship toward back toward the drunken Gundark.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see the camera cuts on Tazi walking in, and maybe there's a little bit of time passage, and Tazi walks out with on a little repulsor cart, a package in tow.
Okay.
And the camera kind of follows Tazi walking through the streets back to the ship. And he gets back to the gangplank and hops on the comm. Corral, I got that part we need. If we can get it installed, we can get off this planet.
Okay. I'm already in the engine room.
It's on a cart outside.
Very well.
Perfect. I think that's a good spot to wrap up for the night then.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you everybody who came out. I know we had a bunch of new people in chat. That was wonderful to see. I'm glad you guys were here. Hope you guys had fun. Michael, where can people find you on the interwebs going forward?
Ooh, on the interwebs. Well, you can find me on the socials at LoserMLW. I'm on Blue Sky. If you search for LoserMLW there, I don't have my whole Blue Sky name memorized, and you don't really need it. You can find me here on Mondays. You can find me on Tuesdays on the Identico channel on Twitch, twitch.tv/Identico, IDENTECO, where I am playing the game Chaos Incorporated with our lovely co-star, Kaylee. And you can also find me coming up in the new year. We're going to be starting season 2 of our Dragon Age actual play on the Rook and Rasp channel, the Dragon Age show, A Time of Mask and Daggers. Also find me on the audio drama Tubular Chains with Titans, which is a Power Rangers inspired audio drama. It's a lot of fun. I get to play the team mentor. Great time. So you can find me on any of those things. Chris?
Let's see, Blue Sky, it's Chris Burlew. I'm still on that X thing, Burlew_Chris. Discord, I'm all over that with this Discord for Redemption and the RPG Academy is one. Well, obviously every other Monday here, every other Wednesday I do detention with Michael over at the RPG Academy. Then every other Thursday with the RPG Academy, I'm doing the Dragonlance actual play. Shadow of the Dragon Queen. And then hopefully in the next year, I should have a few other things going, but we'll see how that goes. Kaylee, where can we find you?
And you can find me on the socials on TikTok and Blue Sky, and even on the Twitter at Anime Girl. Also at the aforementioned Chaos Incorporated game over on the Identico Twitch stream. Also coming up on December 3rd, actually the weekend of December 2nd and December 3rd, go over to Rook and Rasp. They are doing a fundraiser for the Independent Game Developer Network. And I know Michael's in a game or two of theirs also. I'll pass it back to him in a second. But I'm also going to be in their 5 p.m. Sunday game. I believe I'm anchoring the final game of that. We're going to be playing Fabula Ultima, which is a very fun, like, RPG based kind of. It harkens back to like the old Nintendo RPG games. Michael, which one are you going to be on?
I think I'm in the 5 p.m. Saturday game, which is a game of the Dungeon Crawl Classics.
Nice. Anybody?
It's a lot of fun. It's a fun system. I think I'm going to be in that. I think Mallow from our stream on Identico is going to be in that as well.
Nice. That'll be a good game then. I will miss that because I have a show that weekend. Because you can also find me over at my store, rainbowdragonprince.com. The store is up and running. Just I don't have descriptions for everything, and I'm getting ready to put a bunch of Christmas stuff up. So you want to check that out. Again, thank you everybody for taking part in the show tonight, and I hope you guys have a good evening. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.